tell me this. Why you ask me what orientation I want and then try to switch it at the last minute? What's up, y'all? I thought I took every time. Hold on. There we go. What's good? Welcome to All Things Female. Hold on. Let me pause this. Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. What's good? Now I'm going to have to put this on the holder separately. I thought I put the orientation on landscape. Did I not? So, this is what we finna do. Give me 1 second. Oh, there we go. I'm going to put this chat on subscriber only. I know how to do that. Hold on. Whoa, hold on. It's not that. Hey, Punchy. Chat filter. Hold on. Why am I not able to do it? Usually you can put the chat on. Oh, no. Subscriber only. I used to know how to do that. Chat filter. I don't know what I just did. Shows every message. What? I don't know, child. They be updating stuff. Anyway. Well, now I have to switch everything around. Just when I think I'm prepared, life shows me I'm not. How y'all doing? This is broken. This stand. Now this is too high. So let me put this down lower. Hold on. Every one of these that I've ever bought breaks. The legs break. It's crazy. For a good quality one, it's like $70. Here we go. I don't know how to change the orientation. Nope. Ah! Oh my God. I don't like that either. But I feel like when I use this, you can't hear me. Let me check the volume. I feel like when I use this. Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. Let me check the volume. Glad to be here. I'm glad to see you. Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. I mean, it's not the best, but hey. Glad to be here. I'm glad. What's up, y'all? Yo, it's been 8 months. 8 months. 8 months. I did an impromptu live like a month ago about my teenagers because they were doing the most. But other than that, this is the first time that I've done an All Things Female live show in 8 months. Can you believe it? It's because, girl, my anxiety is so bad. It's so bad. You know, if you're new here, I'm healing from bipolar 2 and avoidant personality disorder. And mental health rules my life. It rules my life. I've been through so much trauma and been bounced around so much that now that I'm stable with my kids, I don't want to leave the house. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to form relationships. I don't want to say it's a problem, but it's a problem. You know? Been through a lot. So have my kids. My whole life is based around healing. All of it. Hey, Kai Kai. Well, this is not what I wanted. Isn't this just like a metaphor for life? This is not set up the way I wanted it to, but hey, I'm going to get better. Welcome to everybody that is here. I'm Shuri. If you're new here, long story short, girl, I used to be a drug addict. I lost custody of my kids for 8 years. I was married for 20 years. We had 6 kids. He got locked up, got out, went to rehab, court ordered. I went to rehab trying to get my life together, got out of rehab, got my kids back. We broke up. We got a divorce. He overdosed a year later. It's been 3 years. It's the anniversary of not just his birthday, but of his death. He low-key did it to himself. I'm stuck with having to put the pieces of my life back together, not just mine, but my kids. And they've had a lot of trauma themselves. So it's been a lot. It's been a lot, you know. There's a lot of spiritual afflictions going on. I found out a lot of crazy stuff about my ex after he passed. Crazy stuff, crazy stuff. Like, he was like worshiping Satan and it was in a cult and I was being watched and all types of crazy stuff. All types of crazy stuff. And I'm just like, what now? And as my kids get older and move out, all the older boys are gone. We have 5 boys and 1 girl. My kids are homeschooled. I got a boy now in college. He's 20. And then I have a 16-year-old about to be 17. She is almost out of school. She's homeschooled because I can't trust these people with my kids. And my kids cannot learn in a traditional learning environment. Like, no. I need them to wake up when their body tells them to wake up. I need them to eat only my food. I need them to study things that they're actually interested in that's actually going to help them, like how to use herbs and food to heal yourself and how to find percentages and how to manage money and true human history and about spirituality, how to fix things and build things and do your own hair, do your own nails and learn how to hustle and learn how to think like someone who is a spirit and not just a meat suit. I need my kids with me. That them being gone from me for 8 years broke something in me. Like, when they took my kids from me, I laid on the floor and howled. And it was all because I was male-centered. Like, I don't know. It seemed to be like a new thing to get online and say, oh, I put my spouse first. There's 2 types of people. There's people that will put their kids first and people that will put their spouse first. And guess what? Once I had them babies and I just saw God reflected back to me in them things, I'm sorry, I couldn't put my man first no more. My man was God to me until I gave birth. And then when I saw me in that little body, I was like, oh no, you're going to have to get yourself together. And my husband, he was a schizophrenic. Like, he's just as spiritual as I am, but he just chose to be a demon and took some of his sons with him. And it's sad because that spiritual stuff will really break families up. In the 3D world, in the real world, it looked like mental health. But girl, no. In the spiritual realm, like, those are spiritual afflictions. And at this point in life, it's no time to, like, what they say, mince tomatoes or whatever. Like, it is what it is. Some of these people are demons, and that's just what it is. And that's what drove my isolation, because I didn't even understand what was happening to me when I was a child, and I would, like, perceive things that were taught to us were fantastical. You know, like extraterrestrials or like people who have passed over, any type of entity that's not human. We were raised to believe that those things are like just made the hell up. Like, that, it's not made up. You can study history and see that shit is not made up. How people all across the world, all different type of ethnicities and races and cultures, all making art that shows and depicts the same thing, we all telling the same story. You know, connecting human consciousness. These are the things that I talk about with my family. And it's like, that's why losing my ex was such a bad hit. Like, yes, it was 20 years. Yes, we had our problems. Yes, drugs broke our family up. But he was the only one I could really be myself around. But it damaged my Showing who I really was around him made him feel less than. And it made him act out and do things that hurt me so bad that I could never forgive him. And it broke our family up. It's like, how are you just as powerful as me, but you so worried about me shining that it makes you feel inferior? So now you trying to suppress me. So now I'm dying and my body is falling apart. And I can't be a good mother to my kids because you so worried about trying to break my heart because my spirituality makes you feel some type of way. When you were the one that showed me that I was in this way strong, that I could even do these things and I wasn't making it up in my head. Like, I miss him because he's the only other person I could talk to about, oh, yeah. Remember that time when that black entity came through the television when we was watching that documentary about ghost stories? You know, do you remember that time when we saw that UFO at 3 o'clock in the morning outside of our window? We thought we was getting abducted, so we had to run to the other room and get under covers. You remember that? You know, that's gone. And I got to look at people, and not just that. It's the being adopted. And not only being adopted, girl, my people didn't tell me I was adopted till I was 11 years old, and they told me on my birthday. Or I was 7. It was either 7 or 11. I don't know. My memories are bad. I have these big gaps because I black out. That's what happens when I go through trauma. I have gaps that are like 3 to 5 years that I have no memory. And when I go back home, people be mad at me because oh, don't you remember? We were friends and we went here and we did this. No, I don't remember you at all. Whole relationships I don't have no memory of. Like, I will walk through life like a robot because of my trauma was so bad. And I would just have experiences that I would blank out. I just couldn't deal with it. Just walking around like that. I don't think that we realize what we are. Like, you can't just go around having babies with anybody, yo. You are bringing spirits into this realm through your womb. Oh my God, I'm so celibate. So celibate. I had none since 2020. Don't want none. Ha! I don't want to give birth to no angel demon babies. I'm over that shit. I'm fully awake and know what the hell is going on. I'm just trying to figure out what direction I need to push my spirituality. That's why I isolate myself. I don't care. I don't want no friends. I don't want no man. I don't want no job. Rest in peace. Thank you for allowing us the ability to live below our means so that I can stay in this house and raise these kids. Because when I was getting $21 an hour working for Coca-Cola, which, by the way, do you know everybody in Mexico is addicted to Coca-Cola because it's easier for them to get soda than to get clean water? I'm so tired of being a part of this matrix, yo. I don't want to participate, bro. That's why when trolls come up, I will never get an energy. If you see any trolls in the chat, ignore them. It doesn't matter. I'm not giving energy to nothing that don't serve me. I'm sorry. It's so real. Yo, I done changed the whole genre of music that I make because I cannot align myself with some shit that disrespects women so bad. I don't want to rap no more. I'm so particular about what I say. Even when I get upset, it changed how I discipline my kids. Like, I discipline my children more in silence and action now than words, because words really will change the way people's brain work. And you are cultivating demons in people. Like, shit is so real. It's no point in worrying about what people think. You got to speak your truth. And that's what I had to realize. So many people feel lost because they think that they're supposed to accomplish something. I'm going to be this. I'm going to be that. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares because they're jealous. Most people are jealous. They're not happy for you. You're all accomplished. Accomplishment is rare. Being elite is rare. You know what I'm saying? That's why they say it's lonely at the top. That's because very, very few people get to be great. So if that's what you aspire to, yo, you end up being lonely because everybody is hating on you. So it's like you spend your life thinking you got to be something. Then you're there. Then you ain't got no friends. You got all this money, but you had to work. So you don't even know your wife or your kids. And when you get to the end of your life, you got money, but it's like empty. You don't even have a dog. And it's like people don't understand that sometimes your life purpose is to be authentically yourself and affect other people so that they can wake the fuck up and we can stop dying and being reincarnated and dying and being reincarnated when we can just evolve and be something different. Like, how many books do we have to read from our ancestors telling us that we are gods, telling us that religion is like a man-made construct to keep you food for archons? Like, all you have to do is read. That's why they want you ignorant. Go on TikTok. Blah, 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 blah. I can't even fucking pay attention to a movie. I can't sit here and pay attention to anything for 40 fucking seconds. No, because they don't want you to read and realize what you are. Ridiculous. My page will never be monetized, and I don't give a damn because I talk about real shit. But what other point is there to talk for? You don't need a thought if you're going to just talk about dumb shit. I can't get on here. Yo. I can't even watch YouTube no more because I don't have nobody to watch. Because when I get on there, the people that I used to watch, first of all, the people that I used to watch that I thought like could do better in life, it would change, never changed. They just got worse. And people I liked stopped doing what they loved and started like making content to make money. When they could have made money in other ways, they just weren't patient with developing their businesses. Do you know, it is very hard to develop a business. I get it, but like it takes time. And that's what I have to tell my kids, bro. You young kids don't understand that shit takes time. And I always got to use the seasons as an example. Look at how long it takes for these fucking plants to grow. Look at that tree. That tree didn't get majestic overnight. You are that tree. You need to calm down and stay focused on one thing over and over and over and over again and build. Everybody wants it right now, right now. Bust them up, bust them up. I want my shit right now. No, it takes time. You got to develop shit. Yo, I'm always going to stick with what I'm doing now because I never was able to finish anything. That's why I spend all of my time on myself. I tell my kids, don't be man-centered, don't be job-centered, don't be money-centered. Be self-centered, because that's being God-centered. If God is our highest self, then being self-centered, meaning you center yourself around developing yourself, then you will always grow. You got to make it a spiral around your freaking self to grow upward. Not keep giving your love to this person, giving your coochie to that person, giving your money to that person. No, they don't deserve it. And I used to pray for everybody. Oh, pray for him, pray for him. Then I realized one day, yo, you looking out the window praying for this random person. That could be a rapist. Why are you praying for that man? You don't know that man. You praying for people who don't even like you. Why are you doing that? That's just like giving out pieces of yourself. That's why I felt dead and my body was dying, hair going gray. I used to think that was cute. Oh, I look like a wizard. No, you're dying. You have no nutrients in your body. Just ignorant. Like, I was so ignorant. I can't stand it. I try not to be mad at my past self, but it's like, girl, you are so dumb. You sitting up here just food for vampires. Just please take more of me, please. Please let me serve you even more. You know what my kid told me the other day? Because I was like, your brother's so much like their dad. I don't understand. They could have just been more giving and loving. They're so intelligent. They don't have to want to be murderous, evil, little perverts. And she's like, well, who else do they want to be like? You were just a servant. You were cooking and cleaning, but why would anybody want to be like you? You were just serving dad. Don't you just love teenagers? But she's not lying. I was like, damn, I only was who I was to myself on the inside. I was only a superwoman on the inside, but on the outside, I was scrubbing floors and allowing people to talk to me crazy and working in places that disrespected me. It is not safe for a black woman out here to work anywhere unless it's your company. And then you better have security. I'm sorry, I don't give a damn. I have been abused at every job I've ever had, especially if I was really good at it. My ex used to clown me. Oh, it don't matter what job you at. You always say you love your job. Yes, because it doesn't matter what I do. I'm going to be excellent at it because that's my standard for myself. I tell my kids, I expect y'all to do your best. But as far as me, my personal standards, it's always going to be, I'm going to strive for perfection. Is it going to be perfect? No. But why would your standard be any less than perfection? It doesn't make any fucking sense. That's what I'm always going to strive for. But, everybody always tells me you have unrealistic expectations. Maybe for you, but I'm just like striving for that. Like, I don't know what else to shoot for. I'm going to shoot for mediocre. Why? Why would I do that? Especially when that's what everybody expects from me because of how I look. You have no idea how many times I get comments. Why would anybody get a tattoo on their neck? First of all, why are you so mad about something somebody else is doing? That's weird. I hate it. Yo, my birth chart was like, you're going to trigger people spiritually your whole life. And if you get married, you're not going to have any of your ancestral money. Like, you're owed some type of money, which is weird because, again, don't know my family, adopted, don't have any records. What's up with that? Oh, yeah, I didn't finish that story. Even though I have a playlist, it's called Blue Girl Wrapped in Brown. And it talks about my life story. Obviously, I'm still recording it because I'm still living my life, but yeah. And yeah. Didn't know that I was adopted until, I'm going to say it was my 7th birthday because I was really young. I was young enough that she needed to, my adoptive mom, I know now, asked me if I knew how babies were born. And she drew the picture of a pregnant woman and the uterus and everything because she had been a nurse at one point in her life. And she was also very, artistically inclined. So she drew really beautiful, anatomically correct picture of the inside of a woman. And she was like, and explained very eloquently how a baby is born. And she said, but that's not how we got you, though. You're adopted. Basically paid for you. Like, what? What? So needless to say, I have like attachment issues and like issues with feeling like I'm good enough, girl. That's the biggest thing that I've been struggling with lately. Not wanting to move. I've been homeless 3 times. I've been through a lot of domestic violence in my marriage. I was abused as a child. I went through a lot. So now that I'm stable, I don't and sometimes can't move. There are some days I wake up and I'm like, girl, I know we on the wrong timeline. I'm sorry. Shit just be off. You ever wake up and something just be off? You're like, I don't know. This guy not looking real today. I think I'm gonna stay in the house. It's not funny, but laughing is how you deal with shit because it's ridiculous. Because I know full fucking well this looks like this. This building looks like this. This tree looks like this. My house looks like this. And some days I wake up and shit just be a little off. That's all I'm saying. And then I don't want to go outside. I just want peace and silence. And it's like, you know how, what turns into a butterfly? A caterpillar? You go from being a caterpillar to a butterfly. But in between that time, there's a growth period when you're in the chrysalis. That's how I feel, yo. There's a space between thought and action. I'm there. I just need to be like in a womb. And that's why I had to ask myself, like, why were you an addict? Why did you use drugs? What was it? You know, besides the fact that I've been anemic damn near my whole life and I'm always cold, my drug of choice was pain pills and crack. Not necessarily in that order. But it would make me feel warm on the inside. And it's like easier to accept the supernatural things that happen to you when you're already in that realm because you no longer care. Especially after you do shrooms, you're like, oh, now I see how this really is. I see everything is fake. So it doesn't matter whether I start reacting to the shit that I see that maybe other people don't see. Maybe I can start developing my spiritual talents because that's the only thing that's ever protected me. That's how these things were born, out of desperation. That's how I got my apartment. I should not tell y'all this, but we were in a really bad situation before we came here. Like, we were about to be homeless. Like, a situation happened. We had to move. I had gotten turned down, I'm not even joking, like 30 times. There was just this, I intuitively found this woman. Her first name was my middle name. Her last name was my son's favorite flower. Because at that point, I'm like, I need to be led to a solution. Like, I'm about to lose everything. I called her, told her my situation, and she wasn't trying to let me have the apartment. The people that were here had really torn her stuff up. She wasn't even finished fixing it. And I'm just like, you gotta let me have this apartment. I put this lady's name on a piece of paper and I put her in a jar. Every night I would whisper to her to give me a chance, that I would be the best tenant she ever had. She would be blessed for the rest of her life. But if she didn't give me this apartment, that I was never letting her out of that jar. I got the apartment. I had never done anything like that. And I had to just do what I had to do. So yes, not feeling so great about it, but I did it. Definitely did it. Give you another example. I live in a residential area. They opened up an event space across the street. You would think that that's okay, except for the fact that from Thursday to Sunday, from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the freaking morning. And I'm talking about 100 people, 75 people out in the street, pouring in and out, playing music loud enough that it's shaking the windows in my place. It's been like this for months. And I don't understand why the city let them set up shop there. There are homes. People own their homes here. Craziness. People out in the street, breaking glass, young screaming, fighting, drunk. I stood in my window and I said, y'all finna get shut down. Y'all about to move. I'm tired of this. Y'all getting out of here. You getting out of here. I did that for 2 weeks straight. Tell me why my daughter ran in my room the other morning. She was like, Mom, they getting ready. They was like, 204, open the door. 204, open the door. Boom. When I tell you I looked outside, it was the sheriff's department. It was the local police department. It was the FBI. It was so many people. I was like, oh my God. It was like a movie. You were sitting up there recording. It was 6 o'clock in the morning. She said, I rolled out of bed, popped up, looked out the window, got my camera, went like, I'm the hood journalist. I don't care. Yes, I speak life over my life. It's not a game anymore. And I thank God that I had the experience. As much as we went through, with all the evil and whatnot in our relationship and the abuse and the drugs, he taught me that it was okay to just be myself, because you're going to be yourself anyway. So you might as well just double down on it. And that's what I did. I feel like he taught me how to be fearless. And I kind of low-key turned into him. But when he started turning into me, it scared him. He didn't want to have a heart. Loving and emotions was something he couldn't deal with. He wanted to be a killer. He wanted to be a savage. He wanted to be a hellion. And it taught me a lot about the nature of people. Some people are just the Joker and Batman. They are chaos for the sake of being chaos, and you can't love them into being a different type of person. He is who he is. His sons are who they are. I'm lucky that I got 2 out of the 4 kids that want to have my heart. They want to have empathy, but I'm not joking when I say I have angel demon babies. I have to be very careful. Their father was a paranoid schizophrenic. I'm bipolar. So in one realm, they have mental health disorders, but in the other realm, they have prophetic dreams. They're very intuitive, and they have a habit of when they speak, things happen. They manipulate people very easily, and they can see. So for our protection, yeah, develop that. We have that for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, I learn as much as I can. Now I understand that my job is making sure that we have a stable home and educating myself every single day, because I'm just learning more and more about what am I here for. Like, that's all my mind does, other than protecting my kids and making sure that I remember things, because that's where they get me. And that's why I used to not sleep. There's something about my program that when I go to sleep, it's like my brain gets wiped. I used to like write all over the walls. I don't know. I'm just so grateful for my platform, because there's just so much. There's so much that I've been through spiritually. And there's been so many things that I doubted that I was really experiencing for so long. And I'm always grateful for YouTube. I will always be grateful for YouTube, because that was where I was introduced to other people who had these same experiences, because I was allowing others to make me feel like I was crazy. So you ain't hear what that tree just said? You don't hear voices in the wind? Oh, you can't touch people and see what they did? Oh, I thought that was normal. So I learned to just be quiet and hide myself and pretend to be other people. And that's another reason I isolate, because I will just, I don't know how to be human. That's another thing I used to use YouTube for, was to learn how to act like a person, because I didn't know how to socialize. I didn't know how to just have light conversation and just like not be so deep about everything. And that's why every boyfriend I ever had dumped me, because like, you're too serious and you're always talking about deep stuff. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why you're using those type of words. Like, I don't know any other way to be. You eat so weird. You don't like meat. You don't like eggs. You only want to do this and that. You don't ever want to go out. It's like, okay, I want to climb trees and be left alone. Like, what do you want from me? I'm being myself. If you can't accept that, I don't know what to tell you. But it's like, when everybody in your life treats you that way, your whole freaking life, you start to think you are the problem. But thank God for my family, because it's like, everything that I gave birth to is just like me, and they are mirroring back to me. And it just showed me how important the woman is, because I used to deny my femininity, because I was raised that being feminine was weakness. So I tried to be hyper masculine, but no, girl. And that also ruined my relationship, because I wouldn't let my husband take care of me. I'm like, I don't trust you. I'm going to take care of myself. And then, of course, when I finally allowed myself to be vulnerable and trust him, it was too late. And he hurt me, because he got insecure. He said I treated him like a god. Girl, he gonna say I cheated on you because you treated me like a god and my head was all pumped up and I just had, no, you are just a freaking life-sucking narcissist, and you hurt my feelings, and I'm very hurt, and I don't feel like I'll ever trust another man again ever in life. And I was struggling so much, because I have this Etsy store and I like design shirts. Girl, it costs money to post them things. I took some stuff down, but I'm slowly putting stuff back, because now I'm learning to reinvest in my projects. And also with this fucking bipolar, it's so hard for me to focus on my projects, because I'm so concerned with making sure that my kids' life is structured. That's why I can never make social media my main focus, because I'm also very much afraid of being changed. Like, I don't want to be successful to the point where I get that demon in me where I think I'm better than others and look down on others. I already read a book and think I know every damn thing. Fix one thing, think I'm Inspector Gadget up in here. Okay? Like, I swear, when I seen them kicking in that freaking event space, I thought I was the CIA. I was recording stuff all day. I was so hyped up, I didn't sleep for 48 hours damn near. Like, it's ridiculous the way I will just morph into something else, be shape-shifting like hell. I can look at pictures from myself every year for the past 20 years, and I look different every year. I don't even recognize my own face when I look in the mirror. Yep. Too old to give a damn anymore. And I've learned a lot from raising these kids. They are my mirror. And that's why I listen more now, because we're in a stage where I'm learning from them. I had to learn who they were. They begged me to leave my job. I used to make $21 an hour working for Coca-Cola. I was the only female in there getting it too, working, having to do this, build, ride my little centimeter. Like, I was really doing it in there, build muscle and everything. I really thought I was acting like a dude. I looked at my old videos. I was like burping in the videos. I was like, oh my God, I was too much in my masculine energy. But I learned that the real power is in being myself. And that's why this is called All Things Female, because that's what it is. It seems like that's what everybody want to be, and that's what everybody want to attack. Like, I don't understand why you want to erase the divine mother. And maybe we are to blame a little bit, because maybe we just make other people feel inferior. But they're not inferior. Men are not inferior. They are built different, and we all have our role to play. So you play your role, I'll play mine. We can support each other. We need to stop this war, because it's destroying the world. So I just have had to learn to stand on what I say, because with my bipolar and my kids knowing that, sometimes they would manipulate me because they know mom's going to change her mind. Just give her a couple of minutes, a couple hours, give her some whatever she wants, and then she'll change her mind. So I've had to be my own husband and be their father, mother, and use my masculine brain instead of my emotional brain when I deal with these kids, and become militant and sticking to stuff, because my heart will be a flutter and my mind will be somewhere else. Girl, I gotta blink myself into reality every freaking morning, because I don't even know, first of all, am I even in the right realm? Which version of me are we going to have today? Am I going to remember to wake up and deep breathe and put my energy back into my body and give thanks and do push-ups and calisthenics? Am I going to remember to do all that? Because again, I wake up sometimes and it's like I'm still wherever I was before I opened my eyes. And sometimes it takes me days to shake that off. And I wish I could say that I've met other people like me, but only on YouTube do I ever see people talk about mental health or spirituality. But in real life, I just meet bots. And that's why it's like, it's impossible for me to have friends, because I can never keep it real with anybody. They think that I'm being mean. Oh, you're just mean. I'm like, I'm not being mean. How's being truthful being mean? Like, you want me to be fake? That's crazy. Why would I ever do that? I can't even live with myself. I will crack and die if I'm fake. I'm allergic to it. What do you want me to do? Like, why do you ask me a question if you don't want the answer? It just doesn't make any sense. And when you tell me something about myself, my only goal in life is to change that in me, because I want to be the best that I can be. And it's like, even doing that is bad. Do you know how much abuse I have gone through, especially in like school or at work, because I was doing an excellent job, even by my bosses? How you gonna be mad because I'm doing my job well at that? It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I'm not going to go where I'm abused, girl. I can make my own way. I'm slick and I always got to hustle. Back to my shirts. So I had to really stand on how I feel, because as an artist, sometimes like I am burdened with the weight of my words. And there are some things that I really want to say, but it's like, yo, if somebody interprets this wrong or takes something metaphorical, literally, people might get hurt. Or they might like change their perspective on life. And what if that brings them further away from God or whatnot? But then it's like, yo, do I always have to be suppressed? Do I ever get to be myself? But then it's like, maybe that's your sacrifice. Maybe you have to rein that in and have some temperament, you know? And this is where like spirituality and mental health mix. It's like, oh, dissociative disorder and multiple personality disorder, or maybe they're just different aspects of me. There are different women inside of me that have different goals. And it's like, that could be little pieces of my ancestors and my DNA. Do you see how you can look at it through a mental health lens, or you can look at it through a philosophical lens, like a spiritual lens? Like, it's different ways of looking at stuff. That's how my mind works. This is what my brain does all day, every day, from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep. This is how my mind is. Do you know, like, I can't literally stand to be in the world. I can't function in the world. Everything is overwhelming. The smells, the visions, seeing demons in people, seeing things that I'm trying to see if they are real, seeing things move like the world is breathing with me, seeing like lights and like just shit flying in the air. Like, what is that? What is that? You know what I'm saying? All day long. And low key, that's like why I started painting, because I gotta make it make sense. This is what my reality and my perception is like all the time. And that's why I took my music off Spotify, because it's like, first of all, they screwed me over. TuneCore screwed me over. My distributor screwed me over. And they don't support independent artists. But it's like, I made music not to make money or be seen or be known. It was my pain I had to get out of my body, just like tattoos. It's like, people love to act slow. Why do you have tattoos? You're an adult. You've been around long enough to understand that tattoos are spiritual. How you don't know that? When your kids are, they're cutting, I don't understand why. Because they have energy in them they need to get out, because you don't allow them to express themselves. So that's what we do when we can't speak. That's what I hated about my upbringing in my marriage. I could not speak. That's why I learned how to turn into other people. I'll be whoever you want me to be. Just love me. Please, just love me. Having sex with people like saying, just please. I know you don't know me and I don't know you, but just tell me you love me. Please, 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 please. I'll give you any part of me. Just tell me you love me. Like, girl, how I was raised showed me the type of parent I needed to be. And yo, I hate drugs. I hate synthetic drugs so bad. And that's why I refuse to get on any type of synthetic drug to deal with my mental health disorders, especially with the research that I do. That's another thing I get to do is research food and herbs and other people that have ADHD. I've got a couple kids with ADHD, and seeing how removing red dyes and processed food and sugar can change the way that their brain works and how they act. If that's the only thing that you can't do to help somebody's mental health, and you can do literally anything else, acupuncture, exercise, even exercise will change the way that your brain works. Getting more vitamin D will change the way your brain works. Tell me why. Yo, I have asthma and anxiety, bipolar 2, avoidant personality disorder, whatever. So tell me why for years I've been feeling like I'm about to pass out all the time. Always cold. I'm talking about turning on the heat in the summertime. So I get tested lately, like recently. So your stored iron is supposed to be a 30. Mine was at a 7. A 7. It's so bad. I have to go get infusions now every week and get hooked up for an hour and then sit there for a half hour so they make sure that I don't like have a negative reaction. And I have to do that for a month and then take 2 different types of iron supplements. And the first time I even started taking iron, I stopped feeling like I was going to pass out when I walked up the steps. It's not funny, but it's like, girl, I don't even take care of myself because I've always just been so focused on that man and these kids. Couldn't even develop a relationship with God. I was so lost. And I'm so upset because I lost so much time and custody of my kids for 8 years because of my addiction. It's like, you don't just get over shit like that. I laid on the floor and howled like an animal. Yo, I handled that situation so bad. I threatened the social worker in court. I didn't think she was really going to say, I'm out to her. I'm going to beat your ass. Because she was lying on me. She turned around to the judge and was like, Your Honor, she just threatened me. It was so bad. Don't take an antidepressant before you go to court, girl. I was just so young and just handling everything wrong. I was not supported. I was a single mother my whole marriage most of the time. Like, he was there in the beginning before he started changing, before drugs changed him, and then the streets became his wife. And just people have played in my face so much in my life because I looked at them through my heart and not my brain. I've been through a lot and I was just so broken, yo. And it's like, everybody else that was around me that went through as much addiction as I did and abuse and stuff, they're dead. Everybody that was clowning me, like, of course I got clowned in the trap because I'm a dork. I'm a nerd. Matter of fact, people used to not even want to serve me because of how I look. Like, girl, get the fuck out of here. Like, you're obviously a college student. Get out of here. And I just spent so much of my time. That's another thing I struggle with is knowing what date it is or how much time has passed by. That's such a bad affliction. I didn't understand that 8 years had passed by. I really, honest to God, thought it had been like 8 months. And I don't know how to make someone else who has never been an addict, who has never done heroin or crack or taken pills, how your sense of time can be messed up like that. My youngest son, I don't even have any memory of his childhood at all. Because by the time that he was like 3, they had all been taken. And I don't remember anything except I have one memory of him as a child. I just remember it was so painful giving birth to him that I prayed for death. I asked God to kill him. And he was an Aquarius. Ain't nothing you can do. Ain't nothing I could do with that. Yep. It's a lot. So that's why I have to tell my story because nobody else survived the things that I did. And I have to tell my story because it has to mean something. If I survive, it's like if you fought a war and you were with 1,000 other people and y'all were all fighting a war and you were the only one that survived, you wouldn't go around the world telling your story. Nobody survived. And I was always the one that got clowned. Because my goofy tail always want to go tell people the truth. My truth. And not understanding, girl, you about to get clowned for that. No one cares. So then when I stopped caring, that's when everything came to me because I was such a freaking tryhard. When I really started telling people about themselves and setting firm boundaries because you're not about to keep playing in my face. You're not about to keep breaking my heart. I have a lot of love to give, and I'm not about to change who I am to make you comfortable. I'm going to develop myself so that when you start acting crazy, I have the strength to cut you off. And now I'm the cutoff queen. And I don't feel lonely. I feel like I want to connect back to my highest version of myself. My only focus in life is to find God. That's it. And when I say God, like I like just it, all of it, all of it, all of it. You put me here. You tell me that I volunteered to be here. Well, I'm gonna figure all of this out. That's what I'm going to do. So I don't give a damn about celebrities or looking cool or being cool or spending money on this or that. Girl, I'm proud to live under my means. I'm proud that I be paying my little bills. I've never been so happy in life to pay a bill. Like, girl, I'm stable. I'm stable. I'm an adult now. I go to all my doctor's appointments. Girl, I used to not leave my house. Not leave my house, not answer doors, not answer the phone, not open mail for months at a time. My kids used to just sit in their room and like build robots and shit. Go outside, raise themselves. I provided, I washed, I cooked, I cleaned, and stayed high and just spiraling. It's like I was in a psychosis for years because I was living with a narcissist, a real life vampire. And not really seeing that I was being abused. I didn't even understand it until after he was already dead and I was in therapy. And they was like, girl, do you understand what you... No, when I was in rehab, right before he died, that's when I was told, girl... Because when you go in rehab and they're asking you all these questions about how you got there and about your family dynamic, they're writing everything down. And when they start to... You know it's real. Like, it's bad. Like, I was such a broken person. I had nothing. I lost everything. I had a 6-bedroom house. 6-bedroom house. Twice. One was like a legit mansion out in the middle of nowhere. 2 houses lost. Husband lost. Custody of kids lost. College lost. Everything. Grants lost. An entire album I had written by hand, been working on for 5 years, lost. All my gear, all my studio equipment. I used to wake up in a studio. But I was too sad to create music. And then when I was really there, because I was in the trenches really going through it, I had already lost everything. And then just for me to give my loyalty to people who actually tried to kill me, like really tried to kill me. And that's another reason I don't want to form relationships or leave my house, is because I've had attempts made on my life. That's crazy. Like, my reality was that I used to be in the house pregnant, married to somebody who thought that he was a mafia don. I couldn't leave the house unless I was with him, his mother, or my bodyguard, who was also my driver, who got murdered in rehab. Like, I've had the FBI knock on my door before. Like, girl, it's ridiculous. That's another reason I had to write, make music, start a YouTube channel, because this shit is just too ridiculous to believe. I had to record it for myself in case one day I wake up and I don't remember shit. Because talking about it is helping me heal. So now I literally do everything for myself, or it's not going to get done. Them kids get fed because I'm hungry. Low key. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm fasting, we all fasting. The self-centeredness is being God-centered, because I am centered in developing myself, but for everyone's benefit. So it's not selfish. I have to be self-centered. I have to be. I've spent my whole life centered around other people that didn't appreciate it and didn't deserve it. I'm not going to keep investing in companies that are not yielding any profit. That's not what I'm here for. And as women, as mothers, we always just, here, you can feed. Here's a tit for you. Here's a tit for you. You want some of my essence for you to drink? And I'm drained, and we're losing teeth, and we're losing hair, and we're losing everything but weight on our stomach, goddamn. Oh, for what? For what? To keep getting disrespected. Like, girl, the way my playlist has changed, I'm not about to keep listening to people disrespect me, and I'm just jamming. Fuck that bitch. Fuck that. Hold up. Wait a minute. What? Girl, he talking about you, dummy. How dare you? And then when you need somebody to sew up your bullet wounds and hide the bodies and tell the police you're not there and all of that shit, it's always us. It's always us. The day I realized I was faster, stronger, smarter than my man, I lost all respect for him. Because I'm sick, dope sick, heart sick, feeling so far away from my God, on my knees, pregnant, scrubbing floors, going through withdrawals, taking care of babies, cooking, and selling pills. But you can't get the fuck off of the floor because you're dope sick. Like, you want me to be superhuman And then when I develop myself into a superhuman, you try to kill me because now I've made you feel inferior. This is what you asked for, though. So you just get away from me, then. Get away from me, then. I just can't do it anymore. I just wish right now women would collectively stop having babies, stop giving out coochie, and just develop themselves. Everything that we are good at, we can make money from. All we got to do is spend money on each other. Duh! We all know how to do everything. We already know how to do everything. I don't get it. I don't understand what the problem is. What do you do? Okay, cool. I do this. All right, cool. We can either trade or I'll pay for this, you pay for that. Whatever the fuck. Call me if you need me. I tell strangers, call me if you need me. The fuck? We all on the same planet? Race? Human race. That's the race. Be so for real. I be looking at people to see whether they're even human or not. That's where I'm at right now. Fuck being white. Are you even human? I don't need my glasses to see that shit. It'd be so obvious. Like being woke is a trend, like it's something cool. That shit ain't cool. Wake up. Go ahead. That shit's not fun. Don't nobody want to hear what you have to say. At all. Nobody wants to really deal with that shit. They want to watch football games and eat hot dogs and not give a fuck about what they putting in their body. And then they want to drug their kids like it's not the food that's poisoning them. Like, all you gotta do is do a little bit of research. Like, fasting's not a fad. Like, that shit's cellular cellular regeneration. If you can do magic, why worry about what the fuck somebody thinks about you? But what the hell do I know? But yeah, how have y'all been? How are your kids? My kids have been good, I guess. I got one that's going to school. He's enjoying school. That's cool. I'm happy for him. But and my other one's trying to figure out what she want to do with her life, and I love that for her. And I love that they have their own lives now, and I don't have to micromanage them. I love that. Because I was a little lost at first. When I realized that they had their own lives and they didn't really need me, like, on a day-to-day basis to do anything but keep the shit rolling, I kind of went through a midlife crisis. I was like, oh, hold up. You say you moving out? Oh, my God. What am I about to do with my life? Like, girl, yes, they're moving out. What do you mean? Your sons are 21, 22, 23. Girl, don't nobody want to be here. You're irky. You're irky as hell. Like, girl, clean this, clean that. What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, girl, don't nobody want to live with you. They're grown as hell. Like, yes, they're leaving. What are you going to do with your life? So now I'm doing everything that I'm good at, that I want to develop. I'm focusing on trying to find out who the hell I am outside of being somebody's problem or somebody's unwanted adopted child or somebody's neighbor, somebody's mom, somebody's abused worker. Like, I'm more than those things, and I'm looking to see what the fuck I can develop myself into. Because before people started telling me that I wasn't anything, I felt like I could do anything. I always still had that in the back of my heart. But people have beat me down so much that my body sometimes just won't move. And it's a very real thing. Like, I've got bilateral carpal tunnel. A lot of writers do. I'm a writer by trade. You know, I made music, but it's like I was introduced to music. I always had a love for music, but until I met Ghost, my ex, my husband, who had his own studio before I got mine, I was his artist on Ghost Tracks Productions. He kind of developed me into a rapper. I was always a poet, which I feel constrained by by rap, how you have to rhyme. It's just, I don't like the structure. Because I started as a writer and a poet, I'm more towards prose. Like, I'm going to say how I feel. It doesn't need to rhyme. And I was more like singing. Like, I was more into singing than rapping. So it took me 20 years to realize that being a musician, like being a rap artist or being a hip hop artist, was never really my dream. That was somebody else's dream. I was just a puppet. Like, girl, I've been a puppet for most of my life. So this is me watching myself grow so that I can see what is real. Because it's just something about that camera, like, you are yourself. This is the only way I can get to know who I really am. When I sit back and I watch those videos and I look at my eyes and I look in the background and I see myself slowly rebuilding my life, that is what is real. It doesn't matter what the comments say or if I ever get my, it's never been about that. Like, I really need to see it. I need to see it and not see myself through the eyes of other people. Like, I'm tired of looking at myself through other people because it's never going to be enough. And I realized that one day when I had just like the house was perfect. I was looking good. Girl, I was one of them people that would wear lingerie and heels and vacuum. When DSS worked locked on my door, my husband was in the living room naked and I was vacuuming in lingerie. Can I help you? I got eggs on the stove. That's how I got down. And, you know, I had cooked. Everything was, you know, the kids were off at school. Like, everything was perfect. And I just handed this man this plate. And he was just like, we got some hot sauce. That's when it hit me, girl. It's never going to be enough. And I've always been made to feel like I wasn't good enough. And then to always be treated like I wasn't part of a family. All I ever wanted was a family. So I was willing to take that abuse to keep my family together. But then when I saw my kids weren't even appreciating me, it's like, yo, you need to show these people who you really are. Because they really got you messed up. And I had to show my family they really had messed up. Woo, that was a liberating day. They really met their mama on that day. And needless to say, some of them fell in line, some didn't. The ones that didn't fall in line fell off. But they are just fine in the little worlds that they have built for themselves. But it's not going to be a part of my world because I'm on a mission. Because I didn't go through what I went through for nothing. I didn't come here to suffer. And I'm trying to figure all of that stuff out. From very early on in my life, I've always had premonitions and they've always been the same. These are not dreams. Like, these are memories. And yo, I'm here for a reason. I could be anywhere else. And it's like, I have to study quantum mechanics, quantum physics, spirituality, true human history. I need to learn what the fuck is going on here. What is going on? This ain't no regular shit. The things that I see, these people that are pretending to be people are not people. They are puppets in meat suits. I see it. What is going on? Everything I was ever told is a lie. I'm going to figure that shit out. I am Inspector Gadget. Stop playing with me. Like, no. Life is not a game. It's low-key a game, but it's not a game. And I did not come to play. I love you. Thank you so much for being here. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.